Welcome to Insider Info Plus, the channel where we delve into the depths of current events, legal complexities, and the intersection of politics and law. In today's episode, we bring you a comprehensive analysis of the Supreme Court's pivotal role in deciding the fate of Donald Trump's political future. Stay tuned as we unravel the legal intricacies and political implications surrounding Trump's eligibility to run for the presidency. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell to stay informed on the latest insights from Insider Info Plus. Is Trump eligible to run for the presidency? U.S. Supreme Court set to make crucial decision, marking its most significant involvement since Bush versus Gore. A case with potential implications for Donald Trump's bid to return to the White House has thrust the Supreme Court into the forefront of the 2024 presidential campaign. In a landmark moment on Thursday, the justices will grapple with a constitutional provision adopted post-Civil War aimed at preventing former office holders who participated in insurrection from regaining power. This case represents the Supreme Court's most direct intervention in a presidential election since the pivotal Bush versus Gore decision, which determined the outcome of the 2000 election in favor of Republican George W. Bush. The current case emerges at a time when the court faces criticism over ethics, prompting the adoption of its first code of conduct in November, amid declining public approval. The dispute originates from efforts by Republican and independent voters in Colorado to remove Trump from the state's Republican primary ballot due to his attempts to overturn the 2020 election results, culminating in the January 6, 2021, attack on the U.S. Capitol. Colorado's highest court ruled that Trump incited the riot, rendering him ineligible for the presidency and excluding him from the state's primary ballot on March 5th. A victory for Colorado voters would signify the justices, including 3 appointed by Trump, acknowledging his engagement in insurrection and barring him from holding office again under the 14th Amendment. Such a decision could empower states to keep him off the ballot, posing a significant threat to his presidential campaign.
A decisive ruling in Trump's favor would largely quash efforts in Colorado, Maine, and elsewhere to prevent his inclusion on the ballot. Alternatively, the justices could opt for a less conclusive outcome, aware that the issue may resurface, potentially leading to a constitutional crisis post-November's general election. The court aims for a swift resolution, shortening the briefing and argument period significantly. Trump, concurrently appealing a ruling in Maine, is not expected to attend the Supreme Court session. Regardless of the outcome, Trump faces criminal charges related to January 6th and other issues, ensuring continued legal and political scrutiny. Reflecting on the controversial Bush versus Gore decision in 2000, both parties in the current case seek a prompt resolution. Trump's lawyers emphasize the need to swiftly end ballot disqualification efforts, arguing against potential disenfranchisement and chaos. Justice Clarence Thomas, the only current member present during Bush v. Gore, has resisted calls to recuse himself, despite concerns about his wife's support for Trump's election challenges. The decision in this case, along with other Trump-related matters, will further shape the legacy of the conservative majority on the Supreme Court. 3 author justices from the Bush v. Gore era, Chief Justice John Roberts and Justices Brett Kavanaugh and Coney Barrett, joined the legal fight on Bush's side. Roberts, later appointed Chief Justice by Bush, and Kavanaugh, appointed to significant White House roles before becoming an appellate judge, were both elevated to the Supreme Court by Trump. Barrett, another Trump appointee, joined the court along with Justice Neil Gorsuch. Calls for Justice Clarence Thomas to recuse himself have been dismissed, despite concerns about his wife, Ginny Thomas, supporting Trump's efforts to overturn the 2020 election. Ginny Thomas's involvement including texts to White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows and attendance at the Capitol rally preceding the January 6th attack, raises questions about Justice Thomas's impartiality. She later expressed regret for her texts during the congressional investigation into the attack. While Trump lost numerous court challenges in his quest to overturn the 2020 election results, the Supreme Court consistently ruled against him and his allies. Despite the legal setbacks, the conservative majority, solidified by Trump's appointees, has delivered decisions impacting constitutional rights, such as overturning abortion rights, expanding gun rights, and striking down affirmative action in college admissions. The issue of Trump's eligibility to appear on the ballot is just one aspect of several matters related to the former president and the January 6 attack that have reached the Supreme Court. Special Counsel Jack Smith's request for a swift ruling on Trump's immunity from prosecution was declined, but the issue may return depending on a Washington-based appeals court's ruling. In April, the Supreme Court is set to hear an appeal that could have far-reaching consequences, potentially affecting hundreds of charges stemming from the Capitol riot, including those against Trump. As the court grapples with these complex and politically charged cases, its decisions will shape not only Trump's political future, but also the broader legal landscape in the United States. In April, the Supreme Court is scheduled to hear an appeal with far-reaching implications, potentially influencing hundreds of charges arising from the Capitol riot, including those against Trump. The court's decisions on these complex and politically charged cases will not only determine Trump's political future, but also significantly shape the broader legal landscape in the United States. The court's handling of Trump's various legal challenges underscores the ongoing tension between political considerations and the rule of law. Despite facing 60 court defeats regarding his false claims of massive voter fraud in the 2020 election, Trump's influence on the judiciary is evident through the appointments of conservative justices who continue to shape legal precedents. The conservative majority, strengthened by Trump's appointees, has delivered decisions that resonate across key constitutional issues. These include overturning a decades-old constitutional right to abortion, expanding gun rights, and striking down affirmative action in college admissions. The court's evolving stance on these matters reflects the lasting impact of Trump's presidency on the judicial branch. As the Supreme Court becomes a central player in the legal battles surrounding Trump, the justices face the challenge of maintaining public confidence. The adoption of a code of conduct in response to ethical criticisms indicates a recognition of the need to address concerns about the court's integrity. The upcoming decision on Trump's eligibility to appear on the ballot adds another layer to the complex interplay between legal and political considerations. The justices are under pressure to provide swift resolutions, navigating a path that both addresses the specific legal questions at hand and acknowledges the broader implications for the democratic process. Whether the court rules in favor of Trump or upholds ballot disqualifications, its decisions will undoubtedly reverberate through the political landscape, influencing future elections and shaping the boundaries of executive power. As the legal dramas involving Trump unfold, the Supreme Court remains at the forefront, grappling with issues that extend beyond individual cases to define the contours of the nation's constitutional framework. In navigating these complex legal and political landscapes, the Supreme Court's decisions will likely impact not only Trump's immediate legal standing, but also set precedents for future cases involving the intersection of presidential power, electoral integrity, and the aftermath of events like the January 6 attack. The involvement of Trump-appointed justices in these pivotal cases further underscores the enduring influence of a president on the judiciary. Chief Justice John Roberts, Justices Brett Kavanaugh, Amy Coney Barrett, and Neil Gorsuch, all appointed by Trump, find themselves at the heart of decisions that shape the nation's legal landscape. Justice Clarence Thomas's decision not to recuse himself, despite his connection to Trump-related matters, raises questions about the court's ability to navigate potential conflicts of interest. The scrutiny on Thomas, coupled with the court's efforts to address ethical concerns, highlights the delicate balance the justices must maintain to ensure public trust in the institution. As the legal battles unfold, the Supreme Court's role in determining the boundaries of executive power and preserving the democratic process remains crucial. Whether the court opts for decisive rulings or leaves certain issues open for future consideration, its decisions will influence not only the trajectory of Trump's post-presidential legal challenges, but also the broader constitutional principles that underpin the U.S. legal system. In the midst of heightened public attention and scrutiny, the Supreme Court faces the challenging task of upholding the rule of law while navigating the intricate intersection of law and politics. The coming weeks and months are poised to be pivotal as the court grapples with these weighty issues, leaving an indelible mark on the nation's legal and political landscape. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the legal and political dynamics at play. If you found this video insightful, give it a thumbs up and share it with others who might be interested. For more exclusive insights and in-depth analyses, subscribe to Insider Info Plus. Stay informed, stay engaged, and we'll see you in the next episode. Until then, this is Insider Info Plus, where knowledge meets clarity.